Hi guys, my name is Payton Sartain. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So today's video is going to be kind of a follow-up to the anxiety and depression video that I posted last month. I got a lot of questions about therapy, about medication, about my experience with anxiety and depression, and so I wanted to kind of do a video to sum it all up and explain to you the path that I've gone down to help manage those aspects of my life. So if you want to know more about that, just keep watching. Okay, so if you did not watch the last video, I do recommend that you go and watch that. It's all about my experience with anxiety and depression and just my view of how both of those things have kind of changed and evolved over the last 26 years of my life, so my entire life. And today we're going to talk more about my experience in trying to manage anxiety and depression in my daily life. So today's video is sponsored by Talkspace. So I was actually really excited to start this partnership with Talkspace. I have been using Talkspace for about a month now, and the reason why is because I have been to therapy in my past, more consistently, especially in college, and I've been feeling over the last year or so that I really wanted to get connected with a therapist that I liked. I've been traveling a lot. I've kind of been displaced because I've moved and I was out of town for a long time. So I haven't been anywhere consistently, and so that kind of has held me back from trying to find a therapist to kind of just talk through things with me. And I think it's always healthy to talk to somebody, no matter what it is that you are currently dealing with in your life, or if it's just been something that you've been dealing with for your entire life, like me. It's just nice to have a check-in and have someone to talk to when I do need that. So Talkspace is an online and mobile therapy community. So it allows you to connect with a licensed therapist from the palm of your hand, literally wherever you are. If you have cell phone service, you can use the Talkspace app. It makes the therapy process so easy, because generally what I've always done is I've gone and found a therapist that was somewhat covered by my health insurance if that was possible, and if not, I would just pay out of pocket just a ton of money to go see a therapist. And a lot of the times I wouldn't be in town, so it would take forever to establish that connection with them, and it just wasn't very consistent, and it was just a very inefficient process for me in the way that my lifestyle is. So Talkspace changes absolutely everything, and I am shocked by how easy it was to use. So I'm so happy to have this video sponsored by Talkspace, and all the details to sign up will be in the description box below. You can also get $120 off your first month of Talkspace by using the discount code Payton, that's P-A-Y-T-O-N in all caps. I will also put that in the description below so that you can reference it later. Let's talk about a few things about signing up. One of the reasons I really just instantly liked this sign up process was because within the first few pages of signing up, you click through and it has this long list of things that people are dealing with, whether it be depression, anxiety, anger problems, ADD, phobias, sexual dysfunction, just literally a list of so many things that you could be possibly dealing with. So just seeing these things on a written out list that someone has created, and you can go through and you select whatever it is that you're dealing with that you want to talk about with a therapist, is such a large step in normalizing whatever it is that you're dealing with. Like, other people are dealing with this so much too that it's on a list for you to just select from. Like, you're just like ordering up whatever it is that you're facing right now. It just makes it so simple, and it makes it seem so normal that it just relaxes you to even see it. Looking at it on a list, you're just like, wow, this isn't a big deal. I can definitely handle this, you know what I mean? So you sign up, you select whatever it is that you would like to navigate with your therapist, and then you are matched with a therapist through the app. And your therapist will reach out to you and begin discussing whatever it is that you selected, and they are consistently in contact with you through this app. I got connected with my therapist, I introduced myself to her, we began talking about the reasons why I came to Talkspace, and there were a number of things that I'm looking to navigate and to deal with. So she was just like, where do you want to start? Like, we can talk about anything you want to talk about. What is something that you want to start with? And we can go from there. So now let's talk about a few tips, and I'll answer a few questions that you guys had regarding the last video and talking more about therapy. So I got a number of questions about therapy versus taking medication for something. I'm gonna be very specific in my experience. I was seeing a therapist the entire time I was on and off of medication for anxiety and depression. So it could be different for everybody. So I can't tell you if medication is going to work for you well. That's something you should discuss with your doctor. I think therapy can be used by everyone, regardless if you are on or off of medication. So a few tips I have for those of you starting therapy or seeking therapy. Starting simple and really simplifying in your mind what the experience is going to be is helpful. And by that I mean, maybe you have a number of things that you're wanting to discuss with your therapist. There's a number of areas in your life that you're trying to improve in and a number of things you're trying to deal with, which is exactly how I am, by the way. I get easily overwhelmed because I'm just like, where do I, like, these are so many things, like she's asking me where I want to start. I don't know where to start. They're all kind of connected, but they're not, they're different, you know, etc. Calm down. You have plenty of time. You have to start somewhere, so start slow. Find something. For me right now, for example, my anxiety has been kind of through the roof because of everything that's going on in the world. I feel that kind of collective stress and that collective anxiety on top of my normal anxiety that I just have. I started there because I feel like that kind of impacts the other things, and it's something that's really on my mind right now. And while that will open up into the other areas of my life and the other things that I'm dealing with, it's easy to start with that one so I can like create a starting point and say, here's where we're moving forward from here. Number 2, consistency. You need to be consistent with therapy, in my opinion. Here's the thing, it takes a second to get used to your therapist and for them to get used to you and to understand you more. And so the more consistent you are with it, overall, you're gonna see a more positive result, which is one reason I like Talkspace, because I can use it kind of wherever I am, and it makes it very easy to be consistent. But we're talking about things constantly, and a little bit every single day has really gone a long way, even in the last month. So consistency is key. And my last piece of advice is be patient. You have an entire life ahead of you, and you're probably going to face things that will come up in the future that you aren't facing now. As you go along and you talk to your therapist and you build that bond and that relationship with the therapist who is helping you and who knows you, you start to build that mental clarity within yourself, and dealing with things in the future moving forward becomes easier. If you aren't seeing results immediately, that's totally normal. It takes a while. It's easy to expect a quick change and get very impatient and just quit and then move on and you never come back to therapy again. That's not how therapy works. You need to be consistent and you need to be patient. And you see this as kind of like a journey with yourself, that you're slowly getting to know yourself a little bit better and slowly starting to improve in areas that maybe you didn't even know you needed improvement in, and you're just becoming more aware of yourself and how you act in the world around you and how you react to the world around you. I did get a number of questions about therapy after the last video, so I wanted to be specific but concise about those tips, and I wanted to share with y'all my experience with Talkspace, because again, it has been so simple and easy, and it's so accessible for people to use no matter where you are. And again, like I said, if you guys want to try out Talkspace, you can get $120 off your first month using code Payton, and all the details for that will be in the description box below. If you are someone who feels like you need to venture into therapy, this would be such a good way for you to do it. I know also therapy can be kind of intimidating for people, and this is just like the least intimidating way to do therapy. So that's it for today's video. If you have any more questions for me, you can put them in the comments below, or you can find me on Instagram at Payton Sartain. And I want to thank Talkspace for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you in the next video.